All right, so today we're diving into a really dark philosophical parable. It's a story that grapples with the sheer weight of knowledge, the burden of suffering, and, well, a vision of salvation so terrifying it'll make you question the value of your own mind. And this line, wow, it just sets this chilling stage right from the get-go. It forces us to ask a pretty profound question right up front. What could possibly be worth sacrificing your own mind, your very self for? So our story kicks off in this high, windowless tower, and here we meet two beings. You have the Sapphire Jester, who's this powerful, almost godlike entity. And then there's his new follower, a former great scholar, his skin now like cooling glass, who's been given the deeply ironic title, the Weightless Sage. Now this is where things get really interesting, because the story immediately just flips the classic Faustine bargain right on its head. The original Faust wanted to know everything, to feel everything. But this new Faust, the Faust of the Void, he makes a deal to be set free from that very burden of knowledge and feeling. But you gotta be asking yourself, right? Why would anyone ever accept such a horrifying bargain? To really get it, we have to see the world through the sage's eyes and hear how he describes the life he was so desperate to escape. You see, the sage doesn't look back on his quest for knowledge as something noble or enlightening. Nope, for him it was a crushing weight. The books were heavy, the ink was a black mire. He thought he was drinking from the fountain of truth, but he was actually just drowning in the endless, grinding question of why. The jester actually gives the suffering a name, agonizing friction. Think of it like the endless static of overthinking, that painful hum of anxiety, the sheer weight of memory. In the jester's philosophy, this isn't some noble part of being human. It's a disease. It's a fundamental flaw in the machinery of consciousness, and it's a flaw that he fully intends to cure. And here you really see the jester's personality come through. He's just openly mocking the sage's entire life's ambition. He reframes that noble pursuit of wisdom, that grand staircase to the stars, as nothing more than a source of actual physical pain and spiritual exhaustion. So, in stark contrast to that heavy, painful weight of knowledge, the jester offers his own solution. And it is a radical, chilling, and, well, a profound kind of gospel. The gospel of emptiness. And the effect is immediate. After the jester performs his procedure, which he calls the pinch, the sage doesn't describe some philosophical change, he describes a physical one. The removal of his mind has literally made the room feel lighter. That burden is just gone. The jester's bargain is laid out as this simple, almost clinical three-step process. First, you surrender your reason, that grinding gear in your mind. In exchange, you get something called the liquid slurry. And the final result, you stop being a person with problems, and you become a solution. This liquid slurry is the mechanism of erasure. The text describes it as removing the ballast of yourself, which frames your identity, your memories, your consciousness, not as treasures, but as dead weight holding you down. This is how you cut them loose.
Okay, so now we get to witness the final, chilling moments of this transformation, and we really see the ultimate cost of achieving all this lightness.
But even in this state of near total emptiness, a single flicker of humanity remains, a memory of a woman's face. He doesn't see it as a cherished memory, though. To him, it's a bug, a smudge of static. It's just a technical glitch in his new, clean programming. The jester's response is swift. And it is brutal. There's no debate, no comfort. The solution to this final flicker of humanity is just a cold, technical procedure, localized microwave gasification. It is the ultimate act of dehumanization. And with that one final, brutal correction, the procedure is successful. The last human connection is severed. The last tiny remnant of agonizing friction is gone. The sage has finally achieved his goal. He is completely and utterly weightless. And what becomes of him? He's not a man anymore. He's a thing with a purpose. He is the jester's masterpiece. He's a herald, meant to spread the gospel of emptiness. He's just a number in some grand design. And, most horrifyingly, he is mortar, his own bones literally ground down to help build the jester's silent city. And right here, the truly terrifying scope of the jester's ambition is laid bare. This was never about just one tortured scholar. The plan is to offer this salvation to the entire world, to go to every library and every laboratory and replace their heavy, burdensome being with a light, beautiful absence. And so the story leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. It forces you to confront the value of your own consciousness, your own memories, your own agonizing friction. If your mind truly feels like a cage, is perfect, beautiful emptiness the key?